This video is presented by Western and Southern Financial Group, a game plan for your financial future. Every great team starts with a strong foundation, and your future should too. With life insurance built like a championship roster, Western and Southern helps protect what matters most so you can focus on winning today while planning for tomorrow. Whether you're just starting out your journey, building your dynasty, or ready to retire like a champion, Western and Southern has the right play for your life stage. Visit westernsouthern.com to get your free life insurance quote today. Western and Southern, built to win. But we got to start with Thursday Night Football. What might be the game of the week here as the first game of Week 16. And it's the rematch here between the Rams and the Seahawks. The Rams got the better of the Seahawks last time they faced off when they were in LA. They beat them by 2 points, but it felt like they kind of barely hung on to beat them by 2 points there. So, Dalton, these are two of the best teams in the NFL, teams that have, number one overall seed aspirations, NFC Championship game aspirations, Super Bowl aspirations. Do you want to talk about the Seahawks or the Rams for this game?
We're going to talk about Sam Darnold and really the entire Seahawks offense. And that game was so even, and it came down to the bitter end with just a missed field goal at the end deciding it. And really the aftermath of that game is the struggles that we've seen from Sam Darnold within that game with the 4 interceptions and in the 4 games after that, where the Seahawks offense just has not been as consistent. And when I go back and watch Darnold's last 5 games, I think one of the themes to me with this offense is it's really designed to beat single high coverages, right? You talk about having multiple tight ends on the field. You're talking about taking deep play action shots to guys like Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Darnold was so good throwing the deep ball early in the season. The problem is they don't seem to have a counterpunch right now when teams get in too high safety coverages, right? Quarters, cover 2, things like that. Sam Darnold against too high coverages this year has a 70.2 passing grade, and really middle of the pack in the NFL. And in the last 5 games, a 44.6 passing grade, one of the worst marks in the NFL. The Rams, and they use too high coverages as much as anybody, a top 5 amount of plays in too high in football this season. First in coverage grade, first in EPA per play allowed, the lowest EPA per play allowed. And I think there's multiple angles of this. Number one is Sam Darnold and taking away the deep ball. The Rams have mostly done a really nice job of doing that. You have to attack them underneath and create after the catch if you're going to beat them. And 2, the Seattle run game has been a problem, and it's going to be harsh conditions out there in Seattle tomorrow night. There's going to be harsh weather out there, whether it's rain or snow, it's windy, it's going to be cold, and the Seahawks are going to have to find a way to run the football, okay? These are the 2 best offenses in the NFL against single high defenses, but the Rams maintain their consistency when there's 2 high safeties because they can run the ball. Seattle has the lowest yards per carry mark in the league when facing 2 high coverages. They have to be able to have that counterpunch. They have to be able to have something other than the home run balls with Sam Darnold over the top, because if the Rams take that away again, they haven't shown yet that they have anything else to work with to manufacture offense. It's become a bigger problem later in the season, especially lately for Darnold when he can't hit those deep shots consistently throughout the course of a game. They've got to run the football better in Seattle if they're going to win this game, and they have to allow Darnold to work in the short and intermediate game to create first downs, because the Rams are going to sit back and they're going to dare them to manufacture offense.
Yeah, for as much as we've been praising what Clint Kubiak has been doing as the offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks, it does feel as though as of late, you and I have talked about this here on the show, that yes, the potency is still there for the Seattle offense to really put up a ton of points and even snowball or avalanche whatever their offense is doing and really let games pile on a ton of points at one time. But it's not like it's always like that. It's gone a little bit hot and cold here in the second half of the season. So you want to be firing on all cylinders. You want to be very efficient when you're heading into the playoffs. So I think this is obviously a big game for them in that regard and getting the run game going. So I do agree with you. On the Rams side of things, Dalton, for as great as the Rams offense has been this year in so many ways, especially the second half of the season, which you've done a great job pointing out, them having some of the highest graded single game grades of any team in the NFL. They've got, what was it, 7 out of the top 20 that we've had over the last 8 weeks or whatever it's been, like since the second half of the season started. So they've been dominant on offense, but on third down, they have been the best team in the NFL. Right now for 2025 overall, they're ranked 21st in the NFL when it comes to third down percentage. It's just over 37%. And when you go back to that game in Week 11 that they played the Seahawks, I talked about them sort of just barely hanging on to win that game. their lack of ability to convert on third down was a big reason why. 18% in that game on third down when it came to conversions. Now, they had a handful of opportunities in third and short. They also had some opportunities where it was third and 10 plus that you don't really have a great chance of being able to convert. But they had a couple opportunities where, man, ball hit the receiver's hands. He just couldn't come down with it. There was a missed blocking assignment on the third and goal situation and another third and short situation a little bit later in the game. And so execution on third down just has been a little bit of an issue for this team. And I tried to look at that game specifically and say, like, man, was there something that Seattle was doing that was really giving them fits? And I couldn't really find anything. Like, Seattle would dial up some pressure. They'd bring in an extra guy to blitz and just give Stafford an extra thing to think about. But there wasn't anything really in particular that I could point to that said, like, yes, Seattle did this and it really rattled them. It really just came down to execution. And this is one of the best offenses in the NFL. And they simply just have to execute better on third down the way that they have at such a high clip on the early down. So can they fix that? Can they remedy that? And this Seahawks defense, for as much as we talked about the offense going a little bit hot and cold, this is still one of the best defenses and the fastest defenses in the NFL. So, shoot, if the Rams are right around 20% on a third down conversion, I don't know if I trust them to win this game. And with how well Seattle played them last time around, I'm going with Seattle in this one. I think that this is going to be a really fun game. The weather could certainly impact this score, but I'm going to go 31-28. I think both of these offenses are going to give each other their absolute best to try to get this win here. Massive win when it comes to who wins the division and potentially the number one overall seed. So I'll go Seahawks 31, Rams 28. And I'm cheating a little bit because I know that you're going with the Rams, and I'm going to try to flip-flop a game that I feel like is a coin flip between two good teams.
It is a coin flip, and they're two awesome teams, but I trust the Rams' offensive line and the way they're rolling right now and their ability to be two-dimensional on offense. I think that is the problem in Seattle right now. It's the reason they are so inconsistent, and the Rams played a really good defensive game last time against this team, only giving up 19 points and preventing those deep shots down the field for the most part. If Seattle's going to win this game, they need someone other than Jackson Smith and Jigba to play a really good game for, whether it's in the run game with Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet, or if it's somebody else in the receiving game, if it's, Rashid Shaheed, the trade acquisition from the Saints, if it's the two tight ends, A.J. Barner and Elijah Arroyo. This cannot just be the Jackson Smith and Jigba show if they're going to win this game. The Rams know he's their best player. He's by far their best player on offense. So when you really look at this, for me, it's the Rams' ability to get two-dimensional. I think both defenses are going to play reasonably well again, but the Rams' ability to be physical up front makes a difference. Rams 24-20.
I can't wait for that one. It's just gonna be such a good game. This is simply put two of the best teams in the NFL.
Everyone's got takes. Numbers have truth. And the truth is, most people are betting with emotion. Sportsbooks feed on it. TikTok gurus sell it. The hype machine runs on it. That's how you lose. PFF is different. You're betting with winning data. The same data trusted by all 32 NFL teams and the sharpest minds in the game. PFF betting tools take every prop, every matchup, every angle, and run them through our custom models. Built on the best football data in the world. What comes back is your edge. Simple, sharp, and built to win. Want to go deeper? PFF puts a pro-level analytics department in your hands, giving you the same insights teams use to find every advantage. Build your game plan with matchup analysis. Project every snap, every matchup, and every edge before kickoff. Because the smartest plays start long before Sunday. Hit rates show how a player performs against their prop and against defenses built the same way. It's the data that gives you real confidence in every pick. Next, Key Insights translates PFF data into the story behind every matchup, giving you the why that powers your bets. From coverage schemes to defensive looks, it's the context that turns raw numbers into winning decisions. When you're ready to take action, filter through every prop on the market and focus on the opportunities that matter, by game, matchup, or value. Then, shop for the best available line in your area and tap your book of choice to place the bet instantly. Everyone's got takes, but now you've got truth. Bet with data, win with PFF.